Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now. What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about The Bachelor, Season 28, Episode 2.
Wants to see that. I've been feeling some type of way about the other girls.
It was very condescending, and I'm not going to tolerate that.
She's made her mind up.
There was a lot of talk about this week, so let's get right into it. The episode actually starts with some conversation going on between Joey and Lauren, the older sister, and she's like kind of mad, and then they bring her a cake, and then she eats a bite of it and then throws it to the floor because she says that it's not red velvet. I was so confused. I don't know what that was about, but as we watch the episode, you will see it was actually like a flash forward of something that was going to happen. You need to stop doing that. I don't like these weird edits. Let's get started and how the episode actually began. So, it's a nice morning and Joey's playing some tennis with Jesse. It's officially the first day of truly finding the one and beginning the journey of the dates and all of that. So we see all the women in the mansion. They're super excited. There's 22 women and Jesse walks in to talk to them and he asks them what is going on. How are they feeling? And they are all excited. I did find it weird that Jesse asked Lauren and Allison, like, how are they gonna, manage dating the same guy? And they say, it's not the first time we've done this. Oh. But anyway, Jesse leaves a date card and they're all screaming. They're super happy. So the date card is a group date and it's for Rachel, Taylor, Lexi, Evelyn, Erika, Maria, Kelsey, Lauren, and Jess. Here come the brides. Read the card. So, like I said, it's a group date, and it also said go to the other room to select your gown for our wedding. So the girls in the date card ran. It was like a herd of heifers. They get ready by putting on these dresses. They get on some limos, and they're on their way to this date. Although, on the way there, Maria mentioned something about, she missed her dad. And Lauren got emotional because her dad died recently. So this made her realize that, wait a minute, her dad's not going to be in her wedding. That's so sad. But they get there. Joey was waiting for them in a tux. And he says that they're going to pretend as if today was their wedding day. Like if they really did get married. So they're having their wedding reception. And then they walk into this venue with actual people, like actual decorations and actual cake. By all means, this was a real wedding. So Jesse is there. He introduces them. They all kind of just dance, and then Jesse, who he says is the best man of the room, says that this wedding they're gonna do some activities and stuff, and the winner, who Joey will pick, is gonna have the special first dance with Joey. So the first one that they do is musical chairs to see who gets to sit next to him, which I hate musical chairs, but they did it. And Evelyn, oh my, she took this a little bit too much, a little bit overboard. She flew over the table to try and sit in the chair. She didn't even get the chair, but that was crazy. Then Joey spends some time with just each one of them doing little things like eating some cake or talking to the guests, walking around, dancing. But Lauren is very down. She wasn't even in the mood to talk to him at all because of what she just remembered about her dad. I like that Maria was nice and supportive of her in this moment. Joey once again, though, connected a lot with Jess. They kissed, and Taylor's kind of losing her mind over it. And then I also think that Rachel did an amazing job. I think she kicked it out the park. She did a little toast as if she was actually Joey's wife. I think that was really impressive. So after spending time with all the women, Joey chooses Rachel to be the one who he will share the special first dance with. Yay, they dance. A special guest, Michael Bolton, comes out to sing a song. It was a very special moment, and of course, Joey and Rachel kissed. It was very romantic. Then later that night, it's time for the after party. He goes to talk to Maria. He says that he's very attracted to her, and she says that she had a lot of fun. But she was definitely a little jealous. Then she says, I'm having a little trouble breathing in this dress, so I'm going to go change into something else. She then comes out with a super tight, revealing dress. She was definitely trying to seduce him, I think. But she says that she really likes him, and he does too. There's definitely the attraction there. And he likes that she kind of keeps him in the tip of his toes, and they can't help but kiss. listen here, I think if there hadn't been cameras, they would have jumped on each other like wild tigers. When Maria returned with the other women, they're all kind of like, what are you wearing? They were definitely giving her the side eye. He has a great conversation with Kelsey. She's beautiful, but unfortunately, Jess is now the one feeling a little down. I actually feel bad for her. So she talks to Joey and says that she's been feeling sad because she's been through a lot in her past relationships. She had this one relationship that was 3 years old, and she lost herself in this relationship. Her boyfriend cheated on her. She was in a very low place. She has had a great spark with Joey, but she has heard some of the women in the mansion say that she needs to like chill out or like back up, and that upsets her. But Joey appreciates her being honest. He understands her. He can relate to some extent. He's really good at listening and very compassionate. So he made her feel really good. Meanwhile, the girls in the mansion who are not in the group date, they get a card, and this one is for the one-on-one, and that's going to Daisy, the girl with the Christmas tree farm. I was so happy for her. I think we can all agree that we love Daisy. She also tells the group about her hearing issue, which Joey doesn't know, so she's gonna have to tell him, and of course that makes her a little nervous, but she's excited overall, so I'm happy for her. But to go back to this group date, Joey then talks to Lauren and says, hey, you were the only one who I didn't talk to today. And she gets emotional, she cries, and she tells him about her dad and how heavy it hit her today to know that her dad won't be in her wedding. I felt so bad for her. It hasn't even been a year since her dad passed, she reveals, so she's still grieving, and Joey comforts her. Then Joey decides a little later who he gives the group date rose to, and that is to Jess. So it is a new day, and it is time for Daisy's one-on-one with Joey. She gets ready. She looked great with a pink dress. They go on a helicopter. She was definitely a little nervous that she wasn't going to be able to hear him because, helicopters are loud, but she's so sweet. They rode on top, and they saw LA. It was amazing. They kiss. Then they land to some sort of like music festival. They talk a bit, and Daisy shares a little bit about what she's doing in her life, her job, her activism. And they're having so much fun that she doesn't really want to like dampen the moment. So she doesn't share the news or anything about her hearing just yet. Then Joey takes her to dance on the stage. That was so special because they dance with live music and hundreds, maybe thousands of people. That is so awesome. Like, where else can you have a date like that? Then a little later, it's the night portion of the day, and they're sitting, and Daisy shares that when she was 11 she started having health problems, and she started to notice that her hearing was diminishing. It kept getting worse, and communication was hard. She kept getting sick. She didn't feel good at all, could barely walk. She moved back with her parents. They found out that she had Lyme disease. She did treatments in Germany, and the treatment made her lose her hair, lose weight, but after the treatment she felt much better. But the hearing kept getting worse until recently when she got this implant, and now everything seems to be better. He asked her about her health now, and she says that she's super healthy after the treatment. And that definitely surprised Joey because he had no idea. Like, just by looking at her, he would have never guessed. She shows him the implant that she has in her ear to listen, which you can't see unless she actually like pulls her hair. But she says that it's something that's always going to be a part of her. And of course, there are still some challenges, although she can hear. But for example, she needs to look at the person she's talking to because sometimes she can't differentiate between the voices. But it was very inspiring for Joey to hear this, and he gives her the date rose, of course, because she blew him away. I think they both feel something very special for one another without a doubt. So then it is another group date. It's a new day, which this group date are the women who didn't go on the first group date. So they go into some sort of military camp. That's what it looked like. And then two guests come out, Jubilee and Demi, two girls that were in The Bachelor a long ass time ago. And they have the girls do boot camp, push-ups, jumping jacks, flip some tires. But that was just the warm-up. Then they're going to do a paint war. So there's two teams, pink and blue. Each team has a stuffed little heart on their court. So the teams have to go on the other courts and get the other team's heart and take it back. There are no rules other than just get the heart. So they can do whatever they want, do whatever it takes. So they began, and they're splashing each other with paint, and Edwina just went straight for the heart in the first round, so she easily got that. And then they actually started to battle in the next rounds, and they go full force with the paint, the balloons, running, and doing it all. They play 3 rounds, and they are drenched in paint. The blue team did end up winning. So then they tell them that one of the blue team members will spend the day with Joey. Only one, not the whole blue team, so that was definitely a surprise for them. They go home to wash up, get cleaned, then they get the date card saying who it will be. It says, "Congratulations, blue team, you all showed hard work, but the woman who will be spending the evening with Joey is Edwina." It's an awkward moment, I think it's awkward like hearing your name and everybody's kind of mad that it wasn't them, so the energy just like feels off. But she gets going and she meets Joey at some hotel. She looked great, and once she's there with him, she tells him that she worked really hard today to win so he could notice her, and he definitely did. And she says that she's gonna try and be vulnerable because it's hard for her to be vulnerable. He asks, why is that the case? And she says that she comes from an African family. So, as the oldest daughter, she was always in charge of being like the second mother, taking care of the children, doing the house chores, and all this. And she's always had a mentality instilled in her of like, don't make no mistakes, you have to succeed. And it can be a little overwhelming at times, so she cries. And it's funny because, she was explaining why she can't be vulnerable, but I feel like by her doing that was her being vulnerable. And of course, he gives her the rose, and then they make out. So that went great. So back at the house, Medina shares that she feels a little pressure coming into this whole journey because she's 31. She thinks that she is older, she's up there in age, and she wants to get married and have a family like yesterday. But Maria takes this the wrong way, and when she hears this, she goes outside and talks to somebody else, like, "Oh my god, I can't believe Marina. I'm older than her, and like, no, I'm older than Joey too. Like, who cares? Like, whatever. She shouldn't care." So then the next morning, somebody told Medina the things that Maria was saying about her. They don't know who, but now Maria is mad that someone told Medina what she was talking about regarding her age. So, the one who actually ended up telling Medina was a girl named Sydney. Sydney heard Maria talk about this, which I appreciate that she said it to her as a friend, because if someone says something about you and your friend heard, you would want them to tell you. Later that night, it is time for the rose ceremony, so they begin the cocktail party. Joey begins his conversations. Lexi is the first one who he goes with, and she is like out of this world. Like, that's how stunning she is. Like, I would fall on my knees for her, no joke. So she takes him, and she says that she's gonna do a little piece of art because that's what her master's is in. Obviously, it wasn't a real portrait. It was like a little funny clown or something, but it was meant to be funny. And Joey is like now realizing, and it's surprising to him how quick he's connecting with these women, considering that it's week 2. The conversations were great, but of course, the drama. So Maria goes up to Medina and says, "Can you explain to me why you're upset?" And Medina says, "Well, I heard that you said, quote, I'm old too." Medina feels like by Maria saying that, it's like her diminishing what Medina was feeling. And Medina says, "There's way more to the story that you don't know. All I want to do is talk to Joey. So go away." She didn't say go away, but that's basically what she was trying to say. So Maria goes back to the group and asks, "Who told Marina?" So Sydney says, "I did." She says, "I heard you say, I'm old too," and you had a very condescending tone about what Medina was saying, and you were like belittling her. Maria says, "I was not doing that. I just wanted her to own it. I wanted her to, love herself, not care about her age because Joey won't care." I don't know. I think Maria is annoying. Because, look, if Medina feels a certain way about her age, about something, you can't just be like, get over it. It's no big deal. You know what I mean? Then Evelyn talked to Joey and she gave him a jacket that she made for him, so she feels like she's giving him a piece of her heart. Everyone is getting their time. Then Lauren is freaking out. She has been having horrible past few days. She's talking to Joey. She's mad that everybody already talked to him before she did. But she tells him that she's going home. Then that's when someone brings out a cake for her. She cuts it, but because she wanted red velvet and it's not red velvet, she's pissed about that. But she says goodbye to Joey, and she says that maybe she'll see him in hometown. So it is goodbye. And then he leaves, and that's where she takes that bite of the chunk of cake and then throws it onto the floor, and then she left. Which, I mean, we knew she wasn't gonna get past. She wasn't gonna go far with Joey anyway, so she did herself a favor by eliminating herself. I'm sure that we'll see her in Bachelor in Paradise. I'm sure of that. But her sister is still here, and let me just say, throwing that cake was so dramatic. What the hell, bro? Okay, it is time for the rose ceremony. So we know that the roses that have already been given out are for Daisy and Jess and Edwina. So the other roses go to Rachel, Lexi, Kelsey A, Kelsey B, Jenn, Evelyn, Autumn, Medina, Leah, Caitlin, Krissa, Maria, Star, Allison, and the final one goes to Sydney. So Taylor, this other girl, and Erika leave. I'm devastated that Erika left so quickly, but these are the women who got their roses. So we'll be back next week. We're gonna get so many more group dates and some more adventurous one-on-ones. Of course, there will be drama, so I can't wait for that. This was a great episode. I really enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts about Maria kind of meddling in this drama with how Medina felt about her age. What do you think about that? And what do you think about the dates and everything? Let me know your comments. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all next time. You have a great one. Bye.